It is indeed the 22nd day of January 2026. Thank you so much indeed for making time for KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Ben Troy Njue. Lucy Maura is my co-anchor on the sign language interpretation. And on our interactive segment on business, we will be looking at Wikipedia. Yes, you must have Googled something on Wikipedia. And they have just celebrated 25 years of existence. How do they operate? What is the next frontier? We'll be looking at that in our business segment. Thank you so much indeed for making time. Remember, we are live from the broadcasting house in the county of Nairobi and also on all our social media spaces. We value your input. Welcome. We begin right here at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, KBC, that has been ranked as among the top performing parastatals in Kenya. This is according to a survey conducted across all 47 counties in the month of January by Kenya Track Survey. According to the survey, the national broadcaster has expanded the local content, strengthened digital platforms, and enhanced its role in public information as well as civic education. This development signals the growing influence of KBC in promoting national cohesion and informed citizens' participation across the country. Other notable performers include the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, KICD, Media Council of Kenya, MCK, Kenya Roads Board, and Kenya Meat Commission.
Receiving the prize and in anticipation.
Kudos to everyone here at KBC and you, the viewer, as well. Moving on, High Court Advocate Phyllis Wangui has urged the Ministry of Health to address the operational crisis at Kiambu Level 5 Hospital. The hospital is reportedly grappling with challenges due to alleged persistent delays in the Social Health Authority (SHA) system, resulting in long queues and, in some cases, patients being turned away from various departments within the hospital, a situation that has prompted the High Court Advocate to bail out some of the detained patients.
At Level 5 Hospital, long queues at the facilities registration section. A section of patients have expressed frustrations, saying they have fully paid their annual SHA contributions, yet the system remains non-functional. As a result, they are forced to dig deeper into their pockets by making payments in order to access medical services. The situation has reportedly worsened with an influx of patients referred from Nairobi County hospitals, where healthcare services are disrupted by the medic strike.
Vile tungeambiwa lazima tulipe SHA, tukalipa SHA 7,800. Baadaye kwenda kwa ward, zile vipimo daktari anataka, tumeambiwa lazima zingine tulipe on cash. Kama jana tulilipa 4,700 kipimo 2 ya damu jana jioni saa 12 ya jioni, na mgonjwa wako kwa ward for almost 1 week. Kwa hivyo tunasikia tumefinyiliwa sana na serikali, kwa tunajikasa kulipa SHA, especially kwa wazee wenye wako kwa inua jamii. Juu hata inua jamii haiwezi simamia wazee kwa upande wa health.
Kama tungekuwa na dawa ama hospitali yetu huko Nairobi, hakuna mtu angekuja. It's very far mahali tunatoka. Kama mimi niliamuka 4:30 ndio nimeki kuwa hapa, ndio laini isinipite.
Some mothers at the maternity ward are said to have been detained since November last year due to non-functioning SHA system. While paying a visit at the facility, High Court Advocate Phyllis Wangui called for a review of the SHA policy, advocating for a return to the Linda Mama program, which previously provided targeted support for mothers and children.
We've also received, there's a lot of people who are aliens and foreigners who cannot in fact be registered under SHA. We have teenage mothers who are under the age of 18, or some mothers who don't have IDs who cannot be registered under SHA. And therefore, if we have patients that are not, have already even been treated, but they cannot leave the hospital, this is why we are having too many people, because some of them are telling us they have been here since October.
And still in Kiambu, residents of Imani Estate are opposing the alleged planned demolition of their homes, calling on the government to intervene. The residents allege that goons were seen in the area accompanying surveyors, raising fears. The close to 1,000 families have called on the government to act and assure them of their security and their property. Led by their chairman, Kamande Ndungu, the residents noted that the interference with the property comes even as there exists a High Court stay order maintaining the status quo. The land, valued at over 10 billion shillings, that was initially owned by the family of James Kanyotu, has become the subject of an ongoing succession litigation in the High Court, which is yet to be determined.
Ni jasho yetu ilituleta hapa. Mimi niko na watoto wadogo wenye wanasoma, wanakuja kuingilia hii mambo ya hii shamba. Mimi niende wapi na watoto wangu? Mimi na bwana yangu tulijinyima sana. Hata hawa wanawake wote walijinyima kila kitu. Ndio sisi wote tupate mahali pa kuishi.
Wakati tunangoja permanent stay na koti ilisema kwanza tuko na hiyo before judgment is made, hii shamba ni yetu. Lakini kwa miezi kadhaa imepita, wale watu ambao tulikuwa nao kesini wameanza kuingia kwa shamba na wanaanza kujipa padi moja.
We believe that the police force is going to take a step because we would not want as an estate to act like people who don't understand law. We believe the government is going to swing to action and come and save these people.
Elsewhere, Kenya Institute of Special Needs KISE Director Dr. Norman Kiogora has urged parents to ensure all children with disabilities are registered with the National Council for Persons with Disabilities NCPWD to access government support. His calls align with broader efforts to dismantle stigma and promote inclusion in education and society. Speaking during an outreach program in Uasin Gishu, Kiogora emphasized the need for the community to champion the rights of children with disabilities and not hide them in homes. Director of Uasin Gishu County Social Protection Department, Regina Keane, further challenged parents to look beyond disability and actively nurture the unique talents of their children. During the outreach, the children received wheelchairs, diapers for children with cerebral palsy, and specialized nutritional support, including supplements for underweight children.
Tumekuwa na challenge kubwa katika Uasin Gishu kwa sababu assessment center inafanywa mahali pamoja, lakini unakuta ya kwamba assessment inafanywa na zile vitu ambaye inahitajika kama wheelchairs, ile assistive devices aziko kwa sababu ya hatuna mahali ambayo tunaweka hizo vitu. Tukiwa na donors labda wametusaidia.
Why assess? Because when you assess, you have to know the error of the intervention with the child. We have come across many cases here. One, they are not going to school because there's no assessment. 11 years old, 10 years old, they have not been to school. And another one was 15 years old. He has not been to school. And that 6-year-old man. So if they were assessed on time, they would have been advised what school they could have gone.
They'll actually help us in placing those children to the right schools so that they can also receive education in a way that meets their needs in terms of inability.
People were able to bring out children who have been hidden in their houses for many years. We've seen a case of a 36-year-old who's come for intervention. And I would like to say that that is quite encouraging.
Human resource practitioners have been urged to uphold the highest standards of integrity and transparency while strictly complying with established professional practices in their work. The call was made during the launch of a new book titled Human Resource Audit, authored by Nelson Ogutha, at an event attended by the Human Resource Management Professional Examination Board, HRMPEB. The launch brought together HR practitioners, academics and industry stakeholders to discuss the growing importance of accountability and ethical conduct in human resource management. Speaking at the event, representatives from the Human Resource Management Professional Examination Board emphasized that HR practitioners play a critical role in safeguarding organizational values and ensuring fairness in the workplace. They noted that adherence to set practices and ethical guidelines is essential in building trust between employers and employees.
To get the book, don't only read it, but also test the principles that are in here and structures so that we know which ones are actually actionable, if not 100%, but up to what percent are actionable, that we build a stronger profession and we better our HR practice.
We are having new, very young professionals in universities who are now uptaking their bachelors together with CHRP, and therefore, especially for them, the Gen Zs, this is the book. It will give you the knowledge.
This book should be a guiding principle for all of us who value our organizations. And it also gives us practicality how to be proactive.
This book helps us to be able to look inward into our processes, into our systems, into our processes, into our structures.
Moving on, Dagoretti North MP Beatrice Ilachi has launched the NGCDF bursary application exercise for students from Kawangware, Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Kabiro and Gatina wards. This comes as a commitment to support vulnerable children in accessing quality education across the constituency. Speaking at Lavington Girls High School, Ilachi urged beneficiaries to work hard and remain focused on their studies, saying education remains key to transforming lives.
Being a very vulnerable school, a school that has had lots of challenges, but they were able to perform so well. We congratulate you. We say we shall walk a journey with you as Dagoretti Mixed to ensure no child goes home.
Area MP has personally gone into their homes and has provided bursary, sometimes even 4 years bursary for some of them.
She has sponsored us in our education, and we promise that we will not let her down.
Elsewhere, border operators in Njue have opposed the enforcement of new noise regulation laws, demanding consultations before implementation. The riders who held a peaceful protest opposed the ban on modified exhaust and neon lights, adding that poor roads and the lack of street lighting are the reasons for using neon lights. The operators claim the move is aimed at replacing petrol bikes with electric ones and questioned why are being enforced after years of operation. Led by Chairman Njue, they marched to the municipality offices and presented their grievances. Municipal Manager Anthony Rokwaro promised some dialogue.
Kuna sheria ilikuwa imetolewa. Ilikuwa imeandikwa na municipality ya kwamba pikipiki ambazo ziko na sauti inapitisha 84 decibel hazihitajiki katika mji wa Njue. Sasa tumekuja hapa siku ya leo kumkabidhi barua municipal manager ili atuite mkutano wa dharura atuelezee 84 decibel kusema nini.
Sisi tunakataana na hayo mambo kabisa, na tunaomba ya kwamba kama kuna jambo lolote litatuhusisha, watumie the right channel, watuite mkutano, tuketi pamoja, tuzungumze, alafu hayo mambo yafanyike vile ambavyo yanafanyika.
Sisi tumekuwa na kilio na sauti yetu hawasikii. Tumekuwa tukisema tutengenezewe barabara, tumekuwa tukisema tutengenezewe street light, na hiyo kilio hawasikii. Tunauliza, sauti yetu hawasikii, lakini wanasikia sauti yenye inatoka kwa bodaboda.
Mmesema tunataka tukutane. I agree 100%.
Thank you.
Mkutano ni ya watu wa bodaboda wale wanaoperate na Njue.
To some politics now, where a section of Luo Council of Elders from Uriri constituency in Migori County has urged young Luo leaders to follow established leadership structures in their bid to assume community leadership. Led by their patron, Jim Ayayo, the elders said that they welcome the leadership of young and vibrant minds like Winnie Odinga and Babu Owino, but cautioned them not to cause chaos and destabilize the community peace that might lead to division. The elders noted that for over 3 decades, the community has enjoyed a peaceful political existence under the leadership of the late Raila Odinga. They, however, said his death should not create a vacuum to cause discord among the community.
Community, we do not want differences that divide our people. Let's come together in peace. If there's anything to be solved, we solve it amicably. And there's nothing wrong if leadership goes to the younger people. There's nothing wrong in that. But there's a way that we can work it out that the younger people get leadership from the older people, not struggling with them, not fighting. It's not a fight. But there's a proper channel that they can follow. Let them come up. There's nothing wrong with the Winnie looking for leadership and Babu looking for leadership. If they're competent enough, the world will come up and show.
Ask our kid through him. He's the only person who can put these people together. The team, the two factions can be put together under Udungeranda so that we forge ahead and develop our community under broad-based government, which the late Raila left us there.
Now, Meru County government has passed a legislation that will see Miraa farmers benefit immensely in their business. This is after the enactment of the Meru County Miraa Promotion Act No. 4 of 2025. The area governor, Reverend Isaac Mutuma, said the enactment of the act offers a critical lifeline to the region's agricultural backbone and emphasized that as an agricultural county, these deliberate legislative steps are designed to unlock the potential of the Miraa sector. He said the new law is expected to bring much needed relief and economic freedom to Miraa farmers, transporters and all stakeholders in the Miraa sector, ensuring that the wider Meru community benefits from a more structured and supportive trade environment. He thanked the national government and the president for the support the national government has given to the Miraa sector and appealed to the president to assist in sourcing for a Miraa market in Somalia and other countries.
The Meru County Miraa Promotion Act No. 4 of 2025 is not an ordinary law. It is transformative. It restructures how Miraa is produced, packaged, transported, licensed, and exported. It replaces chaos with order, secrecy with transparency, and exploitation with justice. My fellow citizens, hii sheria haikutengenezwa na MCAs na pia na gavana peke yetu. Hii sheria ni nyinyi wenyewe muliunda. Through robust, inclusive, and constitutionally compliant public participation, the people of Meru shaped this law.
"14-year-old Justin Kihara, who hails from Umoja in Nairobi and scored 68 points, faces the risk of not pursuing high school education due to lack of school fees. Kihara had secured placement at Nakuru Boys High School, having emerged the top student at his school in KJSEA. Despite not being able to raise fees and afford any basic school essentials, Kihara reported to Nakuru High School as the curtain closed in on the extended deadline. The family is now appealing to any well-wisher to help support his education journey and help him achieve his dream of becoming a pilot.
At Nakuru Boys High School, 14-year-old Justin Kihara, accompanied by his mother Ruth Nduta, reported to the school on the last day of the extended deadline for the admission of grade 10 transition to senior secondary school.
Alikuwa anafaa kuripoti last week, lakini juu ya mashida ya school fees nikatafuta kila mahali nikakosa usaidizi. Sasa leo ikakuwa ni siku ya mwisho, alifaa kuripoti hapa. Sasa ndio nikaona tu nimlete nione kama kuna vile anaweza saidika.
Pushed by the challenges facing her at home and zeal to see her son achieve his dreams, Nduta, Kihara's mother, says that she took a leap of faith and boarded a bus from Nairobi to Nakuru, determined to present her son for grade 10 entry interview.
Tulikuwa tumekuja na box na vitu tudogo sana. Tukapatana na mama, tulikuwa kwa gari moja. Vile kulikuwa ni usiku, yani masaa imeenda sana, tukaona hatutaweza kufika hapa. Ndio huyo mama nikamuomba kama anaweza kutupea mahali pa kulala.
This, despite being unable to raise the required amount of fees or afford any basic requirement for her son.
Tumeanza kutoanisha vitu na yeye. Katukia sina anything. Sasa ndio akaniambia atanisaidia ambaye vitu kidogo. Ndio at least tukikuja aweze kunini, aweze kama atachukuliwa at least akuwe na vitu, akuwe na vitu kidogo.
Kihara needed 53,554 to enable him join the school, and the prospect of missing out the opportunity distressed them.
This boy has no uniform, has no school fees, and the mother is here, and the mother is not capable of supporting this boy. So we are calling upon any well-wishers out there to support the dreams of this boy.
This is a student that need a lot of assistance, need to be assisted to achieve his ambition and his aspiration in education.
With her tailoring business that brought so little income to the family and having to fend for her 4 other children, affording fees for Kihara has been a nightmare for her.
Mimi sina uwezo yoyote. Juu niko na wengine watoto. Na bado kuna mmoja hajaripoti shule. Sina uwezo wa kumlipia. Mzee wangu amekuwa na stress mingi sana. Kaka ni kama ameshikwa na depression. Sasa nikakuwa hawezi nisaidia anything.
Kihara's dream of pursuing his education to become a pilot now hangs in the balance, despite emerging the top, scoring 68 points out of 72 at Bidii Junior School in Umoja, Nairobi in KBC examination.
Nimepata mashida mingi, hata kutolewa darasani, lakini nikaweza kufuzu, nikaweza kupata alama 68 katika mtihani wa KJSEA. Ningeweza kuomba usaidizi, mtu yote mwenye ataweza kunisponsor mpaka niweze kumaliza, nitaweza kumshukuru.
Mwenye anaweza kumsaidia, wacheni tushikane mikono, tumsaidie mtu aweze kuachieve dreams zake.
To help Kihara continue with his education, you can support through the school's account number 1123235864. Account name Justin Kihara. Opicho Chemtai for Lunchtime News.
We definitely hope that somebody comes to the aid of Justin so that he may actualize his dream to become a pilot. Moving on, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi has urged German firms to take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area for market expansion and invest more in Kenya. While hosting German Foreign Minister Dr. Johann Wadepool in Nairobi, Mudavadi underscored Germany's growing economic footprint in Kenya, highlighting the Kenya-German structured partnership on labor mobility as a significant milestone in creating skilled employment opportunities. German Foreign Minister Dr. Johann Wadepool praised Kenya's contributions to peace processes in Sudan, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Somalia, and lauded Nairobi's support for international missions, including the UN-led effort in Haiti.
want to say that we are proud of the 120 German companies operating here, and I have told him we want more. Like the famous Oliver Twist. So we want more investment from our German friends and companies. There's been a lot of good support in the energy sector, in agriculture, in education. We even have a bilateral labor agreement.
Is one of the most important voices on this continent, one of the strongest economies in East Africa, a center of regional and global cooperation. And that is why I have enjoyed and cherished the encounters I had and the impressions I received today in Nairobi, as did my entire delegation.
Cheers to the strong partnership between Kenya and Germany.
Time to make sense of business. The Kenya Revenue Authority is deepening incorporation of technology in its operations by prioritizing systems that are both user-friendly and robust to improve tax compliance. Speaking in Nairobi, Kenya Revenue Authority Chairperson Ndiritu Mureithi said the initiative aims to simplify tax process for businesses and individuals while ensuring transparency and accountability. Mureithi says the move is key to meeting tax collections targets and strengthening the country's fiscal framework.
Is in the middle of very ambitious transformation, both in terms of the human side, the organization, the team that works there, but also the processes and technology that we use.
There's also a requirement because now we'll be bringing in huge terabytes of data. So it requires that we also upgrade our infrastructure in order to be able to handle that capacity and to analyze, to be able to manipulate and analyze that data so that we can provide insights that help us to serve our customers better.
On construction of a 5.2 billion shillings medical oxygen plant that is nearing completion is expected to more than double Kenya's local oxygen supply, addressing shortages. Currently, about 75% of Kenya's medical oxygen is imported, often taking about 6 weeks to arrive. But the new facility by Hewatele at Tatu's Industrial Park aims to reduce delivery times to 24 hours and supply over half of the national demand. Hewatele CEO Dr. Zulfiqar Wali says the factory will produce up to 20 tons of oxygen daily, serving around 300 health facilities.
We are very humbled that we were able to execute it. It's not been an easy journey. It's really high on capex. It's extremely complex in terms of its technical nature. But we are proud that we are finally achieving that milestone. Suffice to say, it's the first time in the past 60 years that we have an investment in this space, and hopefully we will reduce and probably eliminate the need to import this essential medicine that has no substitute.
Very well, at about 28 minutes past the top of the hour, you're due for a fast break. But when we come back, we still have more news. And on the interactive segment, we are looking at Wikipedia. About a week ago, they celebrated 25 years of existence, telling us all about it and what's the future for this non-profit making organization. Let's take a break.
Kila Jumamosi saa 1 jioni kuna sauti mbili zinazotawala anga ya habari,
dada wawili pacha, magwiji wa ulingo wa habari.
Karibu sana katika Dira ya Magwiji.
Magwiji kwa upekee wa sauti, mtindo na maarifa.
Katika enzi ya sasa iliyosheheni mabadiliko,
tuko ange kukuletea taarifa, fafanuzi kutoka kila pembe ya dunia.
Jamila na Wanjiru wanakupeleka kwenye safari ya taarifa, uchambuzi na uhodari wa matukio yanayotikisa dunia.
Tunajizatiti kukupa taarifa sahihi na kwa wakati.
Habari kwa jicho la kitaalam.
Tuna hamu na hamamu katika kuuliza maswali stahiki yenye kuwajibisha.
Na sauti ya uhalisia.
Tupe sikio na macho kwa taarifa za kina.
Dira ya Magwiji, pacha wa habari, kila Jumamosi saa 1 jioni hapa KBC Channel 1.
Huyo mbuzi angenisaidia kulipia Cindy karo.
Usingempeleka kwenye shamba la wenyewe.
Mnanishtua. We're not gonna do something big. Kama nikusaidia Cindy, I'm in. Christy, mbona imeandikwa sijalipa?
Unapika kwa Josh? Nilikuwa nataka kupata loan ya school fees.
Inaenda nikiwa tayari.
Kili sawa, si ndio? Asante.
Haya.
Sawa. Muriyo mlokushira kwene. Umuluha kumwaha nyaka.
Ujambo Yale maneno uliandika siku ile unakumbuka?
Ni kweli.
Hii maisha iko na majaribu mengi sana.
Kumesi mimi tu sina usingizi.
Peleka mtoto hapa.
Maradhi ya saratani. Ndio najua, lakini nimejaribu kutaka kuacha, lakini hamu hainitoki. Jaribu mwenyewe. Jaribu. Lazima nimuone kesho. Lazima nipe majibu kesho.
Chorembo. Taki chorema mdoka chakula. Ama ni malaika?
Ni malaika kwangu.
Very well, welcome back to Lunchtime News. Many thanks for keeping me company. Now, Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia which has been around for 25 years, and it's written and created and edited by volunteers around the world, as I said, has just celebrated a quarter of a century. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you just take your smartphone and just, Wikipedia. You must have seen anything or even information regarding maybe a biography of a person. For football fans, look at your favorite club. Everything you need to know. It's just like Brother Google has just celebrated 25 years. And now joining me on set is Veronica Damaini, who is the senior manager in charge of community resources at Wikipedia Foundation. Karibu sana, Veronica.
Asante, Bentroy.
And first things first, congratulations and happy birthday. 25 years.
Yes. It's 25 years marking a celebration of trustworthy, human-powered knowledge by our volunteers. It also speaks to the celebration by also our readers, people who contribute on the project. Again, recognizing the power Wikipedia has had in how people consume and connect with knowledge as well. Yeah.
For our viewers who do not know exactly how it works, I've just mentioned free online encyclopedia that is created and edited by volunteers around the world. How does it work? Can anybody post anything?
Yes, so let's start with the recognition that Wikipedia currently has over 65 million articles across 300 plus languages, and behind that is humans who are about 250,000 editors from, again, all over the world, and each one of them is committed to making sure that there is shared knowledge and that this knowledge is free to access, which is, different depending on where you are. Accessing reliable, trustworthy knowledge sometimes is not always free. And as you mentioned, you check Wikipedia for things related to sports.
Yes.
There are, editors who are also interested on issues such as sports, geography, butterflies, women, Africa, Kenya. And based on the care, then they make their contributions. But it has to rely on a few things, 3 core things. The information has to be neutral. So as you contribute, let's say Manchester United, however you contribute, it needs to be from a neutral point of view. It needs to be verifiable. Anything on Wikipedia, someone has to be able to find, to track it back to, and where did this come from? And lastly, that there's no place for personal opinions, and so no original research. And that is what makes Wikipedia special and something that people can trust, which means anyone and everyone, as long as you follow the policies, you follow the approach that is needed to contribute to an encyclopedia. The core thing is that it's an encyclopedia, then you could be able to do that.
And how do you ensure the mention of created by volunteers, how do you ensure that every information that is there is the right information?
Yeah, I think that the core of it is those 3 things. Is the information I'm putting on Wikipedia, can I verify it? Which means there is a reliable source connected to the contribution that has been made. I can track back with where did Ben Troy get this information? And is that source something that we can agree on that it is reliable? In the case, and at the same time, is it written in a neutral point of view? It should be against, we do not promote biased information. Therefore, amongst the 250,000 contributors across the world, where there's a case of misinformation and where we find where did this person get this information, then we can begin a discussion to verify where did you get this information, and where that is unclear, then that puts information up for deletion. Again, this is just a mechanism of making sure that people can continue to trust Wikipedia.
Yeah, and how do you remain, human-centered? Because you even have AI, and I've seen even deep fakes, and to ensure that the role of volunteers, because they do a lot of work, the mention of volunteers remain accurate in the era of AI.
And I think that's what makes us special. Today, Wikipedia is, the backbone of the internet. When we think about AI, Wikipedia is powering generative AI. When you search and you get a summary of the information using a search engine or a chatbot, if you look at, the attribution of where that knowledge is coming from, majority is from Wikipedia. Research has actually shown that chatbots that give outputs that do not rely on data sets from Wikipedia have low quality outputs, unlike any other that uses Wikipedia because of its high quality data sets. So that's how we make, at the core of it is the knowledge you're getting from AI is actually from Wikipedia. And again, when we come back, we ask then, who is Wikipedia? It comes back to what you've acknowledged, that it's the humans behind the platform.
And how has there are Kenyan volunteers, right? How
Yes.
Kenyan volunteers
Yes.
shipped up and helped to aid Kenya-focused information and the right information?
Yes, so on a monthly basis, the site receives about 14 million views from Kenya
14 million.
every month, and about 400 contributors on all our Wikimedia projects on a monthly basis. Behind that, amongst the 400, is a group of young Kenyan volunteers who, again, the heart of the Wikipedia is the community-led governance model, and a part of it is that there's a community that people come together and contribute to knowledge that they feel this represents our local realities. So we do have a thriving and growing Kenyan community. They have been doing incredible work in making sure that there's knowledge about Kenya, its people, its cultures, our priorities on the largest world's encyclopedia. So recently, I know they've done trainings with young people in Pwani University, for example, as a means of, number one, you are part of this knowledge ecosystem. Knowledge is human. Knowledge needs humans. Join. And at the same time, recognizing that there are, opportunities for, as people contribute to Wikipedia to also improve on their media information and literacy skills. And so it's a win-win even for an education institution, because at the core of it, Wikipedia remains a knowledge and education resource for the world.
You are doing 25 years. And
Yes.
when you began, maybe, let me say, the AI was not as pronounced or as robust as it is now.
Yeah.
Where do you see your future in the wake of AI, which has mostly rendered some of the jobs redundant?
Yeah. So I would say when we think coming from 2001 to 2026, there's a lot that has evolved, politically, technology, we could say the same with radio, to newspapers. And I mention this because these are part of the larger information ecosystem that Wikipedia belongs to. And the thing we're proud of is that Wikipedia has been able to navigate this evolution in technology, politics, and everything that comes with people accessing information. And the thing that keeps us grounded is this community-led, volunteer-supported model, because then our true north remains. First, every human being in this world needs to be able to access and contribute to knowledge for free. And then the second thing is that we do have policies and standards that allow us to continue to contribute to this knowledge. So when I think about technology evolution in the next 25 years, we can say we've been there, gone through it, and we know more will come. But we also know we will remain relevant, especially as we continue to be seen as the backbone of knowledge on the internet. People still want to make sure that the information I'm getting, we keep asking, where did you get this from? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it a trustworthy source? And Wikipedia provides that, trustworthiness that people want in information.
I'm informed that we are running out of time, but I want to know exactly, you are a free online resource center.
Yeah.
How do you pay your bills?
Yeah.
And what is the future?
And what is the future
of Wikipedia after celebrating 25 years?
Yes. When we think about resourcing the encyclopedia, first, it's incredible that it is supported by individuals who read Wikipedia. The average donation we get is about $11, which comes to about 1,500 Kenya shillings, thereabout. And that's majority of our donations that support making sure that there's, the technology, the service, but also that we're also supporting our volunteers in their contributions. But that's who powers. A majority of it is people like you and me who are contributing, reading Wikipedia, who feel like I need to show my commitment to this mission of knowledge availability to everyone. When I think about, to close, what's next? What's next for the next 25 years is that we continue to be committed to the mission, that every human being needs to access knowledge. We say it, sometimes, but we also know that this is not true for every human being. And it's not true for every human being in their language. It's not also true for every human being in what is important for them. And that's a vision that, yes, in 2001, we did not believe we could get here. In 2026, we believe we will continue to make sure that knowledge is accessible to every human being. And that's our commitment.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Veronica Damaini, who is the Senior Manager, Community and Resources at the Wikipedia Foundation. Now you know where they get their money and how exactly they do work. I would have loved to expand this conversation, but I hope that we'll have another opportunity to just shed more light on one of the best free online resource, actually the best in the world, a free resource for everything that you want to know in regards to where you are. It doesn't matter which country you are in. But allow me to just refocus on other business stories where sugar prices in Kenya are expected to remain stable despite a drop in cane production as several millers prepare to resume operations after months of closure. Kenya Sugar Board Chief Executive Officer Jude Chesire says the current sugar shortage was anticipated amid industry reforms, including handover and renovation of state-owned mills and a temporary ban on harvesting immature cane.
The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics recently flagged a potential increase in the price of sugar due to reduced production, sparking concerns over affordability of the sweetener. However, the Kenya Sugar Board Chief Executive Officer, Jude Chesire, has assured consumers that prices will remain stable as cane production is set to recover this year. Chesire said the current shortage was anticipated with the industry undergoing major reforms. 4 state-owned factories were handed over and underwent 9 months of renovations, while 7 factories in Western Kenya and Kwale were close to allow cane to reach optimal maturity. The Kenya Sugar Board says several sugar factories are set to resume operations soon, with millions of tons of sugar ready for milling. Full-scale harvesting and milling is projected from October to November 2026, marking the start of a sustained rebound in domestic sugar output. He says market stabilization measures will ensure steady supply, predictable prices, and protection against artificial shortages and speculation. Farmers and millers have been urged to respect cane maturity timelines to guarantee quality sugar production and support recovery efforts. The Kenya Sugar Board says these plans balances short-term supply constraints with long-term industry stability. Benson Rioba reporting for Lunchtime News.
The government is forming a joint Global Innovation Index committee to address what it calls an inaccurate representation of Kenya's innovation status. Deputy Chief of Staff Josephat Nanok says current data is incomplete or outdated, limiting investment and growth in Kenya's innovation ecosystem. Alan Oko, the details.
In the Global Innovation Index in 2018, which dropped to 102 as per the 2025 data. However, according to the Global Startup Ecosystem Index, Kenya ranked 58th for the first time in the country's history, gaining over 30 places when compared to 2024. It is from this premise, among other data disparities, that the government says Kenya's innovation status is misrepresented.
The data that has been used for the ranking of Kenya does not fully reflect the true reality on the ground. A close examination reveals a very different Kenya, one with a vibrant startup ecosystem, increasing foreign direct investment, and strong global confidence in our innovation potential.
I trust and believe that we are in the right trajectory. What is the issue? The issue is the information. If we are not providing the information, the data that is required, definitely we will be disadvantaged.
To address the misrepresentation, the government is setting up a committee, starting a National Innovation Index, a central accurate data repository, and the building of awareness and capacity among government institutions.
If we have the data correctly, it will help us to point areas that we need to work on, that we need to improve on. As we move towards what we call knowledge economy, this is an important tool that can help us as a country to grow.
So what this tells us is that Kenyans are actually producing irrespective of the inputs that they have. And so if we can improve on the inputs beyond the data issues that we deal with, then we'll do very well on the Global Innovation Index.
More will be done, including through policy, to eliminate bureaucracies within government and its partners when empowering startups.
Together, we must close data gaps and modernize reporting systems and ensure that Kenya's innovation story is told accurately, credibly, and confidently on the global stage.
The annual Global Innovation Index evaluates countries' innovation performance, including 80 indicators that cover institutions, human capital, infrastructure, market sophistication, and knowledge and technology outputs. Alan Oko, Lunchtime News.
Residents in Laikipia North have found a profitable use for an invasive cactus species, Optia stricta, by converting it into biogas. The plant, which was introduced during the colonial era as a living fence, has for decades spread across hundreds of acres, suppressing pasture and harming livestock. Laikipia residents, supported by the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, are now using simple technology to generate clean energy, reducing reliance on wood fuel and helping curb the cactus spread.
Using effluent from the biogas, and then supporting the nutritional status, especially of young children. Then more households got interested in the project, and then we were able to get more funding for the next phase of the project, which now included, currently we have 30.
Tunang'ang'anaga kutoa matunda
Sasa tulitafuta njia yote, kuwapatili wengine wanakuja wanatusaidia, tunatoa kwa mkono. Lakini saa hii wakati tumepata hii biogas, tulikuwa tunashukia matunda sana, lakini sasa saa hii tumeanza kupata matumizi yake kwa sababu tunaanza tumia kwa mambo ya kuhakisha biogas, na pia wamama wamepungua na ile gharama kubwa ilikuwa naenda kuni.
Familia wengi wamehama huku sababu ya hiyo mmea. Ina affect sana mbuzi. Mbuzi ikikula inaharibu meno. Unakuta mbuzi kutafuna hata nyasi inakuwa shida. Na pia inaharibu macho. Inaenda inapoteza mbuzi macho.
Kwa sasa mtu unaamka tu na prepare mtoto yako na anaenda shule mapema, kusoma hana shida. Juu kitambo hatukuwa na mataa, hatukuwa na mambo ya maji. Tumeletewa tank, sasa kila kitu kwa watoto iko sawa.
Moving on, Syngenta Group is deploying artificial intelligence, AI, and advanced agricultural technology to help farmers overcome volatility and bridge the digital divide. Syngenta Group likens agricultural advancement to a jigsaw puzzle, since while significant progress has been made in chemistry, genetics, and machinery, data and AI are the final crucial pieces that help farmers make precise decisions. Here are the details of this and other stories making headlines across other parts of the world.
I would say there's quite a lot of volatility.
Syngenta Group Chief Information and Digital Officer Feroz Sheikh says volatility in farming stems from factors such as weather, geopolitical issues, and commodity prices, creating significant challenges for farmers. He said the company is addressing these by developing predictive algorithms to help farmers anticipate changes in prices and weather, enabling better decision-making. Syngenta's businesses span seeds, crop protection, plant nutrition, and digital agriculture, focusing on improving farm productivity and advancing sustainable agricultural practices. Meanwhile, coffee connoisseurs from around the world have gathered in Dubai for one of the world's largest coffee events, showcasing diverse flavors and brewing philosophies over 3 days. The 5th edition of World of Coffee Dubai attracted about 17,000 professional visitors and more than 450 exhibitors from over 130 countries, reinforcing its position as a leading specialty coffee exhibition in the Middle East. Organizers say the event highlighted coffee's cultural and economic significance, featuring beans from countries including Panama, Colombia, and Ethiopia, alongside competitions and industry forums linking farmers, roasters, and baristas. Finally, Iranians remain without access to the global internet, although most domestic services have been partially restored. The Iranian government has begun reconnecting some institutions and companies involved in international trade, but personal mobile phones, home networks, and foreign media offices were still offline. December over the failing real and rising inflation, initially peaceful before turning violent in early January. Authorities have blamed foreign actors for the unrest, which has since subsided. Iranian media warned the prolonged internet shutdown could severely damage the digital economy, with some online businesses reporting sales drops of up to 90%.
Kenya Breweries Limited has today announced a 40 million shilling sponsorship of the HSBC Sevens 2, which will be hosted in Kenya for the first time next month. The tournament, set to take place on 14th and 15th of next month at the Njue National Stadium, will see Kenya become the second African nation after South Africa to host a World Rugby Sevens event. The sponsorship includes 20 million shillings in cash to support Kenya Rugby Union with tournament delivery and operations, alongside an additional 12 million investment in experiential support aimed at elevating the fan experience, and a further 8 million shillings set aside for publicity support. The national sevens rugby team Njue, who were in South Africa last week for a training camp, will be playing alongside the US, Uruguay, Germany, Canada and Belgium, while the women's team features the Kenya Lionesses, Brazil, China, Spain, South Africa and Argentina. The Kenya Lionesses will also be heading for a training camp in Spain this weekend.
We're excited to announce our partnership. We will be partnering with KRU to a tune of 40 million shillings, 20 million in cash, going to KRU for all the arrangements, all the details that they need to put in place to prepare for an amazing tournament experience. For all the teams flying into Kenya for that weekend, that money will go a long way in ensuring the preparation and the execution of the games that weekend will be amazing.
The significance of hosting such a huge event like HSBC Sevens means that we are able to showcase Kenya as a sporting nation, tourist destination, but it also shows the infrastructure that we have.
They are very key to our preparation. They are very key to our prosperity. And I can say we look forward to a very entertaining tournament.
On the 14th and 15th of February, I want to urge each and every person to come support rugby.
The Baseball for Africa Foundation has announced the completion of 2 professional standard baseball fields in Nairobi metropolitan area aimed at accelerating the growth of the sport in Kenya as the National Federation gears up for the Olympic Games team selections. The newly completed facilities are expected to significantly enhance training, competition and talent development for both junior and senior players.
Kenya has in recent years shown steady progress in baseball with increased participation at the junior level and growing interest from schools and communities. Baseball for Africa Foundation officials led by the President George Kinudhia say 2 baseball professional fields have been built and completed within the Nairobi metropolitan area.
We are fortunate an organization called If You Build It, which we are partnering with. They have built 2 professional ball fields in Kenya, the first ones in Nairobi within the metropolitan area. So we are glad we are using proper facilities so that our players and kids can learn the basics and the skills of professional baseball.
Baseball enthusiasts and stakeholders believe the completion of the 2 fields positions Nairobi as a potential regional hub for baseball, capable of hosting continental events and attracting international partnerships.
We've watched this complex of If We Build It here at JQuat grow from 1 field to 3. We have a 12 and under field now for the first time, and we have 2 senior fields. Kenya can now host tournaments from all over East Africa, the whole continent of Africa. So I'm very happy about the results of all that.
The 3rd edition of the Baseball for Africa tournament culminated last weekend, where Allies in Africa team won their 2nd trophy of the tournament as they grabbed 1st place in the under-15 category of the Jackie Robinson Baseball Tournament. Juba Diamonds won the Jackie Robinson Baseball Tournament of the senior category. Frederick Mwoki for Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, the world cross-country bronze medalist Daniel Simiyu Embenyo is among more than 500 athletes set to compete in the penultimate leg of the Betika Bingwa Fest, which heads to Mumias Sports Complex this weekend. Simiyu will line up with the in the lucrative 10,000 meters and 5,000 meters races. Teams will compete in soccer, rugby, 3x3 basketball and track and field, aiming for a share of over 17 million shillings prize pool. All team sports will then converge on the weekend at the Mumia Sports Complex on Sunday for the final showdown. Winners in football and rugby, both men and women, will pocket 1 million shillings each, while the winning teams in the 3x3 basketball will bag home 500,000 shillings. Gold medalists in the lucrative 10,000 meters will take home 300,000 shillings, while the first and second runners-up will pocket 250,000 shillings and 200,000 shillings respectively. Moise Caicedo lone goal helped Chelsea record a narrow 1-0 win at home to Paphos in one of the 9 UEFA Champions League matches played.
Finding space in and around the penalty area here, Liverpool. Frimpong, too quick.
At exactly 2 p.m., that's where we put a cap on KBC Lunchtime News. Many thanks indeed for joining us. Of course, more news will come your way at 4, 7, and also at 9. Don't forget to check out our social media spaces for this and much, much more. My name is Njue. Lucy Mwaura has been my colleague on the sign language interpretation bit. Do have yourself a blessed afternoon.
Conversation about changing systems, rebuilding dignity, and of course, proving that there definitely is life beyond the bars.
Shock on me. This officer says to me, I'm actually here to arrest you. From that point on, the wrongful prosecution begins. I am a convicted felon in this country. The friends I had, all the contacts, everyone has disappeared. So reality checks in. And it's a very harsh reality. Poverty does not equate criminality. So let us change that in this country and see to it that the opposite of justice is not inequality.
What is it to discern? What is it to hear God's voice? The Bible in the book of John tells us that my sheep hear my voice.
For you to hear the Holy Spirit speak to you, first of all, you must be a person of the word. Pia lazima uendelee ku read the word, because hakuna anyhow way unaweza sema that I will do kitu yenye God amenipatia kama sina njia nini zake.
Hearing God's voice starts from you having